Y'all know a lot of stuff that goes along with that. Our scripture text today comes from the book of Matthew, 14th chapter, verses 22 through 27. In the King James Version of the Bible, Matthew 14, 22 through 27 reads, And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went unto them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit, and they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. My brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you with this thought in mind. How to stay calm through calamity. How to stay calm through calamity. A week ago, last Sunday, I was going to a birthday party. When I got to the birthday party, I was on the phone. I was talking on the phone. Pulled up behind a very good friend of mine who didn't even realize I pulled up behind them. Saw them go across. It's bright, sunny, and beautiful out. But I'm talking on the phone. I didn't want to end my conversation yet, and it started raining. Just light rain. Then it stopped. Then heavy rain that came in. Woo, it was pouring down something furious. So at one point, all I could see was water. I'm looking at people coming, showing up for the party, jumping out, running, got an umbrella. I'm still on the phone talking. When I got off the phone, I finally got off the phone. I went to walk across the street in the house, went over there. As the party is going, somebody said to me, You were over there walking like it wasn't raining. I saw you when you got the car. You were walking like it wasn't even raining. See, they didn't know what I knew. They didn't know how long I'd been there, one. But the reason I got out when I did, I saw skies, clear skies beyond the rain. So I knew if I go ahead and get out now, I can stop burning the energy in the car. And I can, by the time I get over there, that rain gonna be done. And it will. This week, tornadoes hit this past week on Tuesday. I was caught out there, unfortunately. When it hit, I was in the Dalton area. And I got chewed out by a friend of mine for being out there and getting caught. Not getting to shelter as they thought I should have, or as I should have, really. But I got caught up in it. And I was trying to head somewhere, but it got to the point I was going to try to outrun the storm. I'm looking at the storm coming, and I'm going to try to outrun the storm. Y'all, come on. Y'all got to preach this morning with me because it's a message in this message. I was trying to outrun the storm, but it got so dark I couldn't see. It got so rainy I couldn't tell the road from the sidewalk. So I pulled over and found a safe place to park. That friend chewed me out. And I accepted. I accepted it. But this wasn't my first tornado. This wasn't my first storm. So I kind of knew what to do. And as I reflected, I thought back and I posted about it on Facebook. The first tornado I can remember as a little kid. I was no older than 4 years old. And my great grandmother, we were still down south. My great grandmother was still alive. And I'm in the bed with her. And I was scared. And she said, Baby, just go on to sleep. I said, But I'm scared for this. She said, Well, pray. She told me to pray to God. I said, I'm scared. I don't know what to say. She said, Baby, whenever you're too scared and don't know what to say, just say, God help me. He'll know. He'll understand. So I said, God help me. And I went on to sleep. The storm passed over. Huh. The storm passed over. Okay. The passed over, y'all. The other day, I wasn't afraid. when the storm hit. One, again, because this wasn't my first storm, this wasn't my first tornado. But when I pulled over, when I pulled to where I pulled to, I prayed to God. Now I just sat there looking at the storm, looking at my phone, looking beyond the storm, watching it pass over, watching it pass over the roughness of the water, the wind, the car, like shaking, and looking at so much water that it just looks cascading over the windshield. Now I'm looking beyond for a break in the weather. Come on, y'all got to preach this thing, Doc. Don't you steal from me. Don't you be stealing my sermon today now. Ah, our text and our context, Matthew the 14th chapter, is very familiar to Bible scholars, to those who have come and grown up in church. Parts of it are familiar to those who have just been to church occasionally. In the 14th chapter of Matthew is when John the Baptist is beheaded. That's another story right there, and I ain't gonna get too deep into it, take up too much time. But John the Baptist is beheaded. Jesus finds out his first cousin is dead. Jesus wants to go mourn, but the people, he's trying to go mourn and get some time to pray and just get some him time and some him and God time. But the people, here come the people. They found out where he was, and here come the people. Yeah, y'all, see, it's nothing new that people don't understand when the pastor just needs time by himself. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's another something for another time. But Jesus is trying to go on, but since the people need addressing, even though Jesus needs some him time, he go ahead and addresses the people. And that is the word for the ministers and the pastors. Even though you want your time, if the people need it, come on. Jesus gave the example. I'm just giving a recap. So he takes care of the people. Then when he's done, Stephen is done. He feeds people all that, with just morsels of food and has leftovers. He told the disciples, he said, look, y'all go ahead while I get a benediction. Why don't y'all go ahead and get started to the other side of the sea? And so Jesus gets rid of the people. He dismisses. He gives them a benediction. He sends them on their way. And he goes along to finally get some me time. Finally get some me time. Pastor sent the deacons off while he go to get some me time. Y'all go get things ready while I get some me time. Come on, y'all. Come on. I'm dropping these nuggets. So while he's there, they're going across the sea. Storm comes over. Winds are boisterous. The Bible says that the waves were tossing them from pillar to post. That's just my description of the waves are tossing them from pillar to post. And in the 12th watch, in the middle of the night, y'all, before, right? Not long before daybreak, but not far after midnight. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Here comes Jesus walking across the water. Just strolling, like these winds ain't blowing like crazy, like these swells ain't swelling, like these waves ain't waving. Jesus just comes strolling along. If he had pants, he probably had his hands in his pockets, probably been whistling. Just whistling his way or humming or whatever. Here Jesus just a stroll. The disciples say, hold on. You see that? You see that? You see that? Everybody tell me, do you see that? Yeah, it looks like this. No, that got to be a handcuff. Whosoever that is walking across the water. Ain't no land right there, that's water. And Jesus is walking toward them. They're sailing into the wind. Jesus is walking into the wind, and he walking. I'm telling you, like this thing ain't going on, like his hair ain't blowing, like it ain't blowing in his hair. I ain't talking about that guy with the long blonde hair. Like his clothes ain't blowing in. Just strolling along. And they screaming and scared. He said, hey, shut that up. Shut it up. It's just me. Don't be scared. I ain't gonna hurt. Oh, that is you, Jesus. He said, yeah, you ain't the death angel. You really Jesus, not death angel. Want to tell me, come on out there. But y'all know how it goes. Peter went out there, started going under once he lost faith and let fear take over. Jesus had to help him on back to the boat. So, but there are three reasons, y'all. Three reasons why I believe that Jesus stayed calm through the calamity. And I want to present that to you this morning, real quick, and we go get up out of here. Three reasons Jesus stayed calm through the calamity. One, This was not his first storm. Not his first storm. In Matthew 8, it talks about how they were out there on the sea and storms hitting, the way they were taking on water and thought they was going to drown, and they scared and went to wake Jesus up. He down in the bottom of the boat sleeping like it ain't nothing. Here Jesus, middle of a storm, being tossed to and fro on the sea. He just sleeps. Master, carry us out, not that we perish. Hogwash. Peace be still. But it wasn't his first storm. One. When it's first storm, then you should know a little bit about what to do and how to handle it. You should be able to remain calm because you know what to do, unless you didn't get the lesson the first time. Second thing is, he had talked with his father before the storm. He sent them to meet him on the other side. He said, y'all go ahead and get started toward the other side. How was Jesus go get there? Wasn't no bus, wasn't no plane, wasn't no train. And he was sent there with the boat. They wasn't thinking about that. Like Jesus got something up his sleeve. So anyway, he had already talked with the Father before the storm hit, before he went out on the water, before he began walking on the water, before he began going through what he was going through, before the calamity, he talked with the Father. And the third thing is, Jesus was looking beyond the storm. Same way Sunday, I was looking beyond the storm. Same way Tuesday, I was looking beyond the storm. Jesus was looking beyond the storm, not just physically. Because, see, mind you, they were windward, which means they were sailing toward the wind. He's walking toward the wind. They're headed west. The wind is headed east. So he's looking beyond the storm. He's looking beyond the clouds and seeing clear skies. Jesus is looking ahead that this trouble might be here right now, but trouble don't last always. Come on, y'all know that song. So glad trouble don't last always. Yeah, I went back. I went past to the right. But he's looking beyond the storm. He sees daybreak ahead. So he knows I'm going through and I won't be in it long. But then spiritually, he's looking beyond the storm. See, we got to learn to look beyond the storms in our life. That this storm ain't it. We're going through, and ahead of this storm, I can see my breakthrough. I can see daylight. I can see deliverance coming. I'm just going through. We got to learn to look through spiritually. Jesus was spiritually looking through the storm because he knew he had talked with the Father. He knew he was going to have to go through, and he knew what he was going to. So spiritually, he's looking beyond the storm. How do I know this? Because it says, look, keep reading on down. Keep reading. It says, a little while after they got to land, he told them, all right, I got to head toward the roof. Bible says he set his face towards Jerusalem. In other words, he knew there was more work to be done. This ain't it. There's more work I got to do. There's more God has ahead for me. There's something else in my life going on. And this ain't it right now. I'm resolved that what's ahead, I'm going to get to it. So Jesus, in the first storm, he talked to the Father before the storm, and he looked beyond the storm. My brothers and sisters, I came to tell you this morning how to stay calm through calamity. Notice I didn't say in calamity. Because, see, if you're in calamity, that means you're in that place. It's like being in a bowl. You're in the bowl. You're in the dish. You're in that thing. Meaning you just go be there. I didn't say during calamity. Because, see, if I said during calamity, that would mean that you're in calamity and you're just there until it lets you go during the daytime. I'm doing this during the daytime, but when night comes, I had to wait until daytime comes to let me go. During the daytime, come on, y'all, let me talk to the working folks. During the daytime, I work, but at night, I get to relax. I got until the daytime lets me go. I can't come on. Until the calamity lets me go. No, so it's through the calamity, just like David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow. He didn't say when I walk in, because if I walk in, that means I'm stuck in this thing. He didn't say when I walk during the valley, that means I'm there until the valley lets me go. I'm trying to get y'all to get this. This for the ones in the back that was talking and missed it anyway. I know some of y'all sitting up front and got it. How to stay calm through the calamity, meaning this thing, you just going through it. There's an end to it. Oh, my brothers and sisters, there are three things you need to do to stay calm through the calamity. Let me give it to you this way. I'm going to tell you a story about somebody named Chewy. Chui. Chewy. Chewy, as a kid, was set out on a mission. Chewy had an assignment. Chewy had some things he had to go do, some things he had to take care of. And so Chewy had to leave home for a little while. His father sent him out into the world and told him, this is what I need you to go do while you're there. Chewy took his assignment from his father and he went on out the door. He left home and he went to do what he had to do. When the assignment was completed, Chewy returned home. And when he got home, some people asked him, say, Chewy, well, they were happy. They welcomed him back. They were happy he's back home. Chewy, what, are you scared? Being out there without your father? Chewy, you was out there with all kind of people and all kind of situations. Weren't you scared? It was dark out there sometimes, Chewy. You wasn't scared? He said, no, I was okay. But Chewy, what about the muggers and robbers? No safe place seemed to be safe. Oh, that's quote the song, y'all. Chewy, you wasn't scared? No. You wasn't bothered? No, I was good. It was a good mission. I went out there, I did what I had to do, and I came back home. But you had never left home before, Chewy. You was always here at home with your father. Yeah, but Chewy, it ain't get to you. No, no, I was good. How so, Chewy? Chewy, you had never left home. But you went out there all by yourself. You came back. And you say all that you went through, folks trying to kill you, folks trying to take everything from you, not really having a lot like others. You ain't bothered, you wasn't scared. He say, no, because let me tell you something. Before I left, I talked with my father. And he told me everything was going to be okay. And while I was gone, I talked with him quite often. Yes, y'all. See, Paul told us, y'all, to pray without ceasing. So he said, I wasn't scared and I wasn't worried because my father was with me in my heart. My father might not have been physically with me, but I felt his presence everywhere I went because I heard a man named Joshua say, do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So he said, I want y'all to know I wasn't scared. And I wasn't worried. I wasn't too concerned because I knew that my father had help on standby. He had somebody better than AAA. He had something better than the Who's Your Helper. I had some immediate help. If I ever got into some trouble, I had some immediate help coming my way. All I had to do was call on him. They say, really? He said, yeah, because one of my ancestors, one of my forefathers wrote a song. And in the song, he wrote a verse that said, for he has given his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Truly say, I wasn't worried because I talked with my father and he told me everything was going to be okay. And I stayed in contact with my father. Chewy told me, say, my father was with me at all times, even though he wasn't there physically. And I knew I had help on standby. My brothers and sisters, for those of you who don't know, Chewy is the nickname that Hispanics give people named Jesus. Jesus. See, Jesus, when he left home, he talked with the Father. He told him everything would be all right. but wasn't worried about what he'd gone through. So remember, always talk with your father and believe that everything is going to be all right. Chewie remembered that his father was always with him, even though he wasn't there physically. He could feel his presence wherever he went. I come to tell somebody going through their calamity, God is already here. All you have to do is open up your heart because he's already here. And then remember the third thing Chewie said. I know I got help on standby. I can hear Chewie singing while he was down on his mission all night, all day. The angels keep watching over me, my Lord, all night, all day. The angels, they keep watching over me. Be blessed, my brother. Be blessed, my sister. God loves you. I love you. And that gum thing, you mean no devil in hell or storm in the atmosphere can do about it.